But let's get this. Superman is coming.
69.
And the press has begun to roll out, and wow, it is big. We heard it will be a Barbie-like promotion. It is. There are promotions with the Superman logo at the Eiffel Tower in Paris. You can see on Instagram. There's the Superman logo in iconic places all over the world. It's unbelievable. But there's been some really great interviews that have rolled out. I'm gonna look at this. David Corenswet talks about a couple things. He talks about the cape. He talks about the trunks and the decision, like to use the trunks or not the trunks. So we're gonna look at this, and you will learn a little bit more about the movie. No spoilers here, but really interesting conversation surrounding the character.
And, also getting David's input, frankly, was, as we started to build it up around him, getting his ideas. One of the biggest questions was, were we going to have trunks, or we were going to, not have trunks? I talked to Zack Snyder, who was like, I tried a billion different versions with the trunks. And at the end of the day, I tried it, but I couldn't get there. And I was feeling exactly the same way. And Juliana and I talked, and she said, all right, well, I'm going to try, we'll do one version where we try both trunks and not trunks. I went in with David. He tried in not trunks, and he tried in trunks. And I still was going to go with not trunks. And then you said,
well, you wanted trunks in theory. You liked the idea of trunks.
Theoretically, I like the idea of trunks because it's, Superman I grew up with.
But the problem is they look kind of silly. You were looking for a way to make them look cool, or you were looking for a function, an explanation for having them that would justify them.
Yeah.
And my thing was just maybe they're supposed to look a little silly. Maybe the reason he wears them is to look a little silly, basically to undermine how powerful he really is.
In this version of the DCU, everyone knows he's an alien. He shoots beams out of his eyes. He can blow things down with his breath. He's sort of this terrifying creature. And David saying that was like, but he really likes kids and human beings and people, and he wants kids not to be afraid of him. And so that was the thing that made me decide to keep the trunks.
What do you think about that, Alan?
Oh gosh,
it's kind of a weird reason. Like, I want to look goofy in the trunks, so
it's like we need to undermine Superman's power.
But first of all, I like that they're thinking about this that deeply. I do like that. I like their trunks, no trunks. He talked to Zack Snyder about it. They tried it, and it's like ultimately that's the way Superman looks in the comics. Just go trunks. I love that they did that. So.
Yeah, it's just I was there up until the reasoning behind it. I think when I was watching it, I'm thinking, well, this is how they drew Superman back in the beginning, and I look, I think that's how they had to draw it, but that was like so long ago. So this is not 1937 anymore.
Yeah. Well, let's there's some more here. This is from the Fandango official channel, an interview by Perry Nemiroff. They talk some other. Let's hear.
You played the character.
The cape really makes a big difference. It's the unsung hero of the suit. Most of the fittings don't include the cape, and it is literally the last thing to go on before you go on set. It just changes the silhouette and the way it flows behind you. It just adds gravitas to the thing, I think.
I have to imagine it's the coolest thing ever when you get to put on the suit and then show it not only to your co-stars, but your friends and family. So that was making me wonder, is there any particular reaction to you in the suit that, I don't know, is the most memorable or is the most fun to think about?
I sort of forgot that I was wearing the suit. I would wear it a lot. And so
around your house.
Yeah. But I do remember the first day we did camera tests before we started shooting, coming on and seeing Nick and Rachel for the first time, and them seeing me for the first time. I must admit, I felt a little self-conscious. Like I hadn't gotten used to the suit yet. I hadn't filled the boots yet with my own sense of confidence. So to have them see me and sort of go like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool. Like that works pretty well." That meant a lot.
Yeah. So I gotta say, I like David Corenswet's commitment to the character. I do like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and as you say, I do like at least the fact that a discussion was had, and a very serious
yeah,
discussion.
yeah.
Whether we like the outcome of it is another thing, but you would get the sense that that would never happen at Marvel.
Well, let's see. There's a couple things from Instagram I thought were really interesting. This is sort of a funny way of addressing Clark's disguise, so to speak. Let's see if I can get this with the audio. Let's watch this.
Hey, Clark.
Hey, Jimmy.
Did you, who are you?
Yeah. They're making fun of it. They've got a good sense of humor about it. And here's the promotion. Just one last thing to show here. The promotion for Superman is big. This is the Eiffel Tower in Paris. They've got a giant Superman logo, and you'll see it's really astounding. Look at that, the shadow that it casts under the Eiffel Tower. And then you look up, you literally see the Superman logo.
Wow, okay.
That's pretty cool. I gotta say, that is pretty cool. So, and there's you can look up, I won't show everything. There's a lot to see, but if you follow the social media for Superman, wow, there is like they're putting the logo in iconic places all over the world. I gotta say, they did say it would be a Barbie-like promotion for Superman. It looks like they are ready to deliver. Here we go. Movie that I was looking forward to, and we have an update. Dave Franco, Allison Bree's Together lawyer slams plagiarism suit. If you would look up the notes, this is
Sure.
the trailer for this movie Together looks amazing. It looks a really bizarre horror, and I for one can't wait. This is from Variety. If you would, Alan.
The creators of the Allison Brie and Dave Franco film Together are forcefully denying allegations that their upcoming movie is a copy of the 2023 indie film Better Half. In a copyright lawsuit filed in May, the Better Half team accused Together of being a blatant ripoff, pointing to similarities such as the couple stuck together by a mysterious force and shared references to the Spice Girls and Plato's Symposium. According to the plaintiffs, the original Better Half script was submitted to Brie and Franco's agent in 2020, only to be turned down, making the similarities more suspicious after watching Together's premiere at Sundance, which was acquired by Neon for $17 million. Attorney Nicholas Jampol, representing the Together team, argues the claims are unfounded and the similarities are either generic or coincidental. He asserts that Together screenwriter Michael Shanks had registered a version of the script with the WGA in 2019, well before Better Half was submitted to Brie and Franco. He further distinguishes Together as a dark, bloody horror thriller in contrast to Better Half's lighthearted tone. Jampol called the accusations reckless and warned that if the lawsuit continues, the defendants will pursue legal fees. Meanwhile, the plaintiffs remain adamant, arguing the similarities are too specific to ignore, including a scene where the couple hides their physical attachment from a third party, with both sides digging in. The case is shaping to be a high-profile clash over the boundaries of creative ownership.
What do you think, Alan? I will say this. I do think people have similar ideas. I mean, we just talked about Jaws and, the nearly 500 shark-related movies reviewed on Film Threat over the decades. I mean, people get inspired and you see similar things. I don't think Spielberg is going after Jurassic Shark 3. It could be something that's in the zeitgeist, and there's a similar movie. Look, I have not seen either film named in this suit. I do plan to see Together. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts, we're specifically about this story. Of course, the lawyers are going to come out and say that they did it.
Right.
That's their job. That's what they do. To me, the big sticking point is the idea had been presented to the pair. beforehand. I think I don't know if the new spin on this is any different, but this is going to be an interesting one because, there is a connection there. It's not one of those, oh, I was listening to the radio and I heard a song from Taylor Swift that seems similar to a song that I wrote that nobody heard.
Right.
And so, it'll be interesting. I don't have enough information to make a conclusion on my part, at least.
Based on the trailer and everything I've read about this film, it is on my top list for horror for this year. I do plan to see it. I'd like to see that original film and decide for myself. I mean, certainly there's things that are inspired. Even Hollywood, has come out with movies that are similar. There were 2 asteroid movies. They were very different in tone, but this happens. I don't know if there's a lawsuit here. We shall see. We shall see. But the movie's coming out. They did try to stop it, but man, based on the trailers I've seen, I can't wait.